Hey, what's up guys? Gotham Paladin here, and today we're going to be ranking the Batman Arkham villains tier list. So on this ranking, it's not necessarily like the boss fights or anything like that. It's just as a whole, generally, how was this villain treated in the Arkham game? Was he good, like in S tier, or was he bad in D tier? So I'll be giving my thoughts on each character as we go along, and yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. If you guys can like leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, that'd be great. Okay, just a little thing I have before the video starts, but yeah, I really appreciate it. All right, let's just move on. We'll just go from the top. All right, let's go. Let's move on. So I haven't seen anyone else's lists or anything as a disclaimer, so this is gonna be completely new to me. But I thought it'd be a fun thing to do. So, let's go with Anarchy. So Anarchy, I'd put him. It's either between a B or a C. I think he'd be a B tier because while I don't know, his characterization wasn't that good. I think I put Anarchy at C. Anarchy didn't really have much screen time in the Arkham games. He only had an Arkham Origins as his main like title where he was featured, and Arkham Knight had a few name drops and references, but his characterization wasn't that great. His side mission was just going to bombs and disarming them, which is pretty fun, but. And then him as a whole, like he had some dialogue, but realistically, he didn't really have much going for him. There wasn't much to develop his character. He wasn't completely D, he wasn't completely trash, but I don't think he could have definitely been more than he could have been. He didn't really have any good engaging storylines with him. You just kind of take him down at the courthouse, and that's that. So I think he was a C tier for sure. Not the best villain in my opinion. Arkham Knight. Very controversial character. I think Arkham Knight's design is super sick. I think if you just ignore the fact that it's like a different retelling of Jason Todd's story, I think it was pretty well done. But it wasn't A or S. I think he's B. I don't think Arkham Knight. I feel like people say Arkham Knight C or D. I think he was good. I actually liked Arkham Knight. It was a pretty interesting take on Jason Todd. Pretty original. I mean, it was original. It was B. The thing with him is like it's hard to rank him because some people really liked it, some people didn't. It was just controversial, which I think B is a perfect placement for him in that section. So we'll do that there. Azrael, really difficult to play. Dude, this is kind of hard. This is harder than I thought. Okay, so Azrael, I'd put him in B. I put him in B because the side mission in Arkham City was really interesting and left you wanting more. So that was very interesting to say the least. So that he had that going for him. And Arkham Knight was a bit of a letdown with his story, so it doesn't make him S or A. But you do learn more about him, and you do get a decision with him. So there was more there, and I think he was interesting. He was really interesting for me in Arkham City, so I think that brings him to a B. But the letdown in Arkham Knight with the story, in my opinion, brings him down to like middle of B. So Bane in Arkham Origins was like S, but Bane in the other Arkham games brings it down to an A. So Arkham Origins did Bane perfectly. If Arkham Origins Bane was how Bane was in every other Arkham game, he'd be an S easily. But since he wasn't, like since Bane kind of turned, kind of like forgot his, like lost his memory and became kind of a doofus, he drops down to an A. But it's hard because current Bane is like, the current Bane in Arkham Knight and Arkham City is like kind of bad. That's not how Bane's supposed to be portrayed, but I'm putting this between Arkham Origins Bane. Arkham Origins Bane, but his ending, because it had to be that ending, him being a doofus, makes him an A. And he was a really well done character in Arkham Origins, one of my favorites, so he's gonna be A. Black Mask, I think he's a D. Black Mask got hoed the entire Arkham series. The only good thing he did for himself in the Arkham games was escape from Arkham City, like being the only confirmed person to escape from Arkham City. But besides that, when he went Arkham Origins, he was just used as a decoy. He was just used as a punching bag for Joker. Arkham City, he got beat up in the beginning, you see that. Arkham Knight, he gets killed by Red Hood, so he's D. There's nothing notable about him in the Arkham games, in my opinion. That makes him a D. Calendar Man. I put him in C. There's nothing about him. There's no stories with him really, but his going down and seeing him in the cell in Arkham City was really interesting, and seeing him at the end of Arkham Knight when he said he'd be at Batman's ending was really cool to see too. So that brings him up to a C, but like he doesn't do anything. He's not even like really a villain. He's just kind of filler there. It's pretty cool to expand on Batman's universe, but other than that, not really. I put him at C. Clayface. I think Clayface was an A. I think what they did with Clayface was really well done. That was a really big twist, and you can't lie. That was a really big twist. The foreshadowing beforehand was really well done. His boss fight was pretty unique. His boss fight was alright. But after that, you don't really see him much. You don't see much of the character, but he was there the entire time in Arkham City, right? He was there the entire time in Arkham City, which is really cool. And he was really well done. They used him properly, and I think he was a great villain. I remember Clayface like a lot. He was memorable, so he's an A for me. Copperhead, I think Copperhead was like a B. Yeah, Copperhead was well done. I'd say Copperhead's a good solid B. Her mission in Arkham, she really got close to killing Batman. She actually could have just killed Batman if she really wanted to. After poisoning him, he was weak. Well, I guess she couldn't because Batman, even with the poison, managed to take her out, but she was close to killing Batman. She was definitely close to killing Batman for sure. She had a good character. Like her story moment in Arkham Origins was pretty well done. Yeah, I wouldn't say she's a C. I wouldn't say she's like Anarchy or Calendar Man level. She was definitely like up here with Azrael and Arkham Knight. So yeah, B for sure. Next we got Deadshot. Is this like, does this say Arkham Origins Deadshot too, or? Does not look like it. It looks like just Deadshot as a whole from the Arkham games. We will say that Deadshot is kind of mid. He's kind of a C, right? Arkham Origins Deadshot had a good boss fight, but he was regulated to a side mission. And in Arkham City, he had one of the stupidest boss battles ever. I mean, I'm not supposed to factor in the boss battles, but as a character, he didn't really do much. I'm trying to think. Yeah. And he was C. He wasn't that great. As a villain, he didn't get much personality. He didn't really do much in the main story of Arkham Origins. He had a nice boss fight, but as a character, you didn't really hear much from him. He was alright. He was alright villain. No one really remembers him. Hopefully in Suicide Squad he gets more character time. But I guess in Suicide Squad, this is like not even Deadshot, right? Like retconned it, so if you guys didn't know, I don't know if this is 100% certain, but they retconned in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League where this Deadshot we see in the Arkham games is a fake. And the Deadshot we see in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is the real Deadshot. So it's not even like him. So this is weird. This is like a weird case. I think you see. Deathstroke was super badass. This is like, yeah. This is not factoring in the boss battle. So I think Deathstroke's like an S. Deathstroke, actually, we'll put it at A with one particular reason, but it's not factoring his stupid boss fight from Arkham Knight. Just his character, the personality as a whole in the games, he was really well done. His costume is on point. His personality is on point. This is like peak Deadshot and how he's supposed to look. I'm only putting him at A because he was taken out very easily. Deadshot wouldn't, or not Deadshot, Deathstroke. Was I saying Deadshot the entire time? Goddamn. Deathstroke cannot be taken out that easily by Batman. Like they're usually going toe to toe. I think Deathstroke may have more wins than Batman in the comics. I could be wrong on that, but nonetheless, costume's really cool. Personality's really cool. Like this is peak Deathstroke design, and I think he's really well done. It's just his combat, like he should be stronger than he is in the Arkham games. In Arkham Origins, I wish he was handled differently, the way he was taken out. And in Arkham Knight, that's like not canon to me. That's so weird, but yeah, really good character. But just the fact that he should be stronger than he is in combat wise makes him go down one letter. But other than that, like this is what I imagine Deathstroke to be like, right? This is like peak Deathstroke. So I put him at A, and he's also, maybe I'm biased here because I love Deathstroke, but Electrocutioner, he was like D. He's not a threat. He died. His personality was just some like grunt. You can give any grunt like electrical shock gloves and to be Electrocutioner. He was D. There's not much to say about him. He was not that great, in my opinion. Firefly was done really good. Yeah, Firefly is like the peak classic Batman villain, right? Psychopath with weapons he shouldn't have. And his personality was really highlighted in Arkham Origins and in Arkham Knight. The way he yells and the way he just talks like sporadically, like he's a good villain. I like Firefly a lot. The Arkham games made me love Firefly a ton. I think Firefly is really well done. Great character. I put him at A. I would not put him down here. He's an A tier villain. He's great. I actually love him. Who is this? I'm blanking out. I might be stupid right now. Is this from Arkham Origins Blackgate? I don't know who this is. So I'm gonna leave it out if I remember later on. Or is this is the officer from Arkham Asylum? Is it Officer Bowles? If it's Officer Bowles from Arkham Asylum, I put like a D because he's not even memorable. I mean, forgetting about him. I think this is Officer Bowles, right? Just let me know in the comments. I'm just not gonna put him on. Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn might be an S. Yeah. So Harley Quinn's an S because the Arkham games are like one of the very few games left, or like iterations of Harley Quinn where she's actually truly evil. You know, Harley Quinn's more of an anti-hero now in most media, but in Arkham games, she's a very, very evil character. There's not really much redeeming qualities about her. I guess in Suicide Squad we'll find out more, but she tried to kill Robin and like all these officers in Harley Quinn's Revenge. In Arkham City, she did nothing but, you know, be on Joker's side and try to kill Batman. Same thing in Arkham Asylum. In Arkham Knight, she really just tried to take over Batman's, you know, Panessa Studios operations and try to kill him there. Like, she's evil. She's pure evil. She's done some really, really messed up things in the Arkham games, but really well done. And she's been in all the games. We see her kind of like rise in Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City are classic stories where she's teamed up with Joker. And Arkham Knight, we see like her like climax, and really interesting character. I mean, Harley Quinn just is eye-catching, right? Just like the way like she steals the show is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, she's a great character. I put her there for sure. Let's put him down here so I don't have to worry about him. Two-Face? Two-Face could have been done better. He, in Arkham City, was handled quickly in the beginning of the game. You see him again in the end of the game with Catwoman, he was taken care of really quickly. And in Arkham Knight, he just, you had a side mission you could just complete once you unlock it, and he was done for. He has a lot of history with Batman. He could have been done way better, but it's not like he was done terribly. But I think he's in B because of that. He's such a good villain. He has so much history with Batman, but they don't really highlight that in the Arkham games. And he was kind of regulated to just being some guy you take out. He's robbing banks. He's at a courtroom. So I put him in B. Hugo Strange. Hugo Strange is an A. I think. I'm trying to think. Hugo Strange was an A. Because Hugo Strange, he was very memorable, for one. He also had a really good, he was part of the best storyline in the Arkham games and Arkham City. I'm trying to justify this. Is he A or is he B? No, he's definitely A. Okay, so yeah, he's A because there's a lot of, you hear the videotapes with him with the other villains like Joker, and how he tries to psychologically talk with them. I guess, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you know, he's using the way he speaks and tries to get down and tries to understand these villains more, and that really brings up his character for me to an A. And his story in Arkham City was great. He was a great character. He was definitely a great character. More nuanced. He's not very actiony, but his psychological aspect is really, really well done. Maybe way better than the best out of the Arkham games. Really well done character. He was really well done. He's more nuanced. You have to just be patient with his character, but he was well done. Hush, he's a C. Hush got a really good side mission in Arkham City. I wanted you to, left you wanting more, but in Arkham Knight, it just dropped the ball. He was just easily taken down. He sucked in Arkham Knight, in my opinion. It's not ordered, by the way. I might order S, but so far none of this is ordered, by the way. Yeah, Hush is just C. He was a very big disappointment. He didn't really do much. His whole plan was just to go to Wayne Tower and just do what he did. It was stupid. He could have done way more. Joker, S. S. Joker this is peak Joker, best Joker. This is how Joker is in the comics. This is how Joker is, perfectly well done. There's not much to say about him. Mark Hamill voicing him too. Come on, bro. Dude, how can you not give Joker an S? He was so well done in the Arkham games. Perfectly well done. I think he was perfectly well done. And his story was, surprising. He died. It's crazy to still think about that they killed Joker off. It's perfect. He's literally a perfect villain. There's not much to say about him. Mark Hamill voiced him. Personality's on point. Costumes on point. Storyline was on point. emotional aspects were there. Like, he was perfectly well done. I think he was great. Killer Croc is A. Killer Croc was really well done too. He got a sadder story in Arkham Knight where you kind of see him getting tortured. He's been treated like a monster his whole life, so he became a monster. You kind of see why he became this gigantic monster after you read more into his story in the Arkham games. He was the horror aspect. He's like the big definition of horror for the Arkham games, and he was really well done in that like regard. He in Arkham Asylum, just that boss fight with him was great. Arkham Origins had a really fun boss fight with him for like an introduction of the game. Arkham Knight had a pretty fun boss fight with him too, considering how bad the boss fights were in Arkham Knight. He was scary. He was intimidating, which is the same thing. I don't know why I'm saying like I'm redundant like that, but he's also like, he steals the show too. He was great. He was a great villain. He was more like subtle. He wasn't like the main focus of a lot of these stories, but he was incorporated well. I think he was a great villain. I think he was A for sure. Mad Hatter was also A. Mad Hatter was definitely another one of the slice of life villains like Firefly, in my opinion, where he definitely like wasn't the main pivotal focus of the game, but in every mission you have, like it surprises you. Like in Arkham City, he was really well done. I think it's implied that like Batman I think it was in a comment, someone mentioned in a comment, but like Batman hates Mad Hatter more than like all the other villains. You hear it in his voice. He tells Mad Hatter to go to hell in Arkham City.
You're mine now. You're mine, and there's nothing that Strange can do about it. Oh, are you not going to drink your tea? It's special tea. My special tea. My special tea.
Go to hell, Jervis.
Yeah, like and the implications of him, excuse me, it was like he does things that are very heinous and very horrible to his victims. And like he just has that classical Batman feeling to him. And every mission you have him in Arkham Origins, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, there's something about him that just like makes you creeped out. Great villain. He was great. He was well done. Man-Bat is gonna be B. I think his mission, like, no. Yeah, he'll be like C. Man-Bat, no, he'll be B. Because Man-Bat is like, his story in Arkham Knight, while it's only done in one night, I wish he was more of a recurring villain in the games. His story was well done. Going to the lab and seeing what happened is kind of emotional. Seeing Kirk Langstrom's pretty much mentally break down once you revive him is also pretty emotional. Him killing his wife, and then the whole Man-Bat jump scare, plus the fact that he's kind of well done for a Man-Bat design is pretty interesting. I think he was a really well done villain. He was memorable to say the least, but definitely not as good as these villains. He was way more eye-catching, and his story was really well done in one side mission essentially. I think he was good, but just not as good as these villains. He could have definitely had more. But yeah. Mr. Freeze, S. Might be right behind Joker. Mr. Freeze had the perfect story in the Arkham games. We got his Heart of Ice storyline, which is like his origin in Arkham Origins. We saw like in Arkham City, him trying to, cure Nora, like that storyline still going on. And in Arkham Knight, we did a really bittersweet, sad conclusion with him. Really, really well done villain. Character, personality-wise, really well done. This is a perfect example of how to do a villain from start to finish. Mr. Freeze was excellently done. He was very well done. He is great. Penguin. Penguin's like, I think Penguin's an A. Penguin was really well done in the Arkham games too. I think what am I trying to say here? Penguin is just one of those characters that like, he's a recurring kind of character, and he's not really a main focus point of the story, but when he is, he shines. In Arkham City, he had a big role. In Arkham Origins, he was used for intel, and that was really well done, because that's kind of how Penguin is. Batman usually goes to him for intel, because he knows Penguin knows a lot, and he was really well done in that regard. In Arkham Knight, you kind of see his conclusion, which is, locking him up, and he had a little more story in Nightwing in the DLC, so he was really well done. Penguin was a well done villain. he had a lot of character development, great character design. You saw just a lot more. He had a lot more to learn about through like little tidbits and little secrets you can find like in the Iceberg Lounge and whatnot. Really well done character, and he had a lot of story with like how his monocle came to be and through the Arkham Riddler stories. He was well done. He was a well done villain. Professor Pig. He was really well done too. I think Professor Pig was very well done. He was super. He's probably the creepiest, most eeriest villain out of the Batman's like rogues gallery. Professor Pig was probably the most like why the game got a mature rating for Arkham Knight. The way he's dissecting people and like torturing them, and just the eerie vibe he gives you was like superbly pulled off. His character and his like behind the mask is a creepy face too. Really well done villain. I think he's definitely A. He's memorable for sure. You only get to see him for a little bit in Arkham Knight, but that being said, I'm not ordering this, I'm just kind of moving it around, but he's super well done. He's perfectly well done. I think he's A. I cannot imagine putting him B down here. He's a really well done villain. Ivy could be an S. I think she's at the top of A. I think Poison Ivy is at the top of A. She's like right below S. Really well done character in Arkham Asylum. It's an introduction. She has one of the best boss fights. Her personality there is really good. Arkham City, we got to learn more about her, so that's really cool. And in Arkham Knight is where she shines because she sacrifices herself, and that's where we see a lot of her character development. She was really well done too as a villain. She gave Batman a challenge. She gave Batman assistance. And she was like intertwined into the story in like little small ways, like with Catwoman's story, just to like expand her story into other people's in the Batman universe. Like she's good. She's really well done. I think she's an A, definitely. There's a lot of A's. Ra's al Ghul, probably an A. Yeah, Ra's al Ghul is gonna be an A. The reason I'm doing that, well, yeah. I'm gonna say he's a B and A. I mean, the thing with Ra's al Ghul is like he was really well done in the Arkham games. The thing was he's just. I think I'll put him in. No, he had a really pivotal story in Arkham City, and Arkham City was really well done. The classic story where he wants Batman to take his mantle was well executed as well. In Arkham Knight, he had a good conclusion that you can kind of decide on which two endings that would be, and he really had a strong presence to him. He was really the whole big villain of Arkham City, his whole storyline. So he was in the best story in Arkham City, by the way. And his design and his prowess and his skill set was highlighted in the games as well. So he was really well done. He was an A for sure, in my opinion. Very, very well done. Riddler was an A too. Riddler, he was an A. People find Riddler annoying, but that's the point of Riddler. He was super well done. Some of his riddles weren't even riddles, they were just like challenges, but I mean that more fits in with his character. But he was very memorable. You can see how he kind of just breaks down in Arkham Knight. He kind of just gives up and just wants to kill Batman. And he's like, fighting is beneath him. He kind of mentions that throughout the games, but in Arkham Knight, he just goes down to that route because he's pretty much, like I said, breaks down. Arkham City, he's trying to be smarter. He's trying to like outsmart Batman, but when he fails to do that, you can see his slow descent into madness. I mean, he's already kind of mad, but you know what I mean. He's really well done. His story's there. You just pay attention between the lines. You can see how he just becomes a shell of his former self and becomes just a broken down version of the Riddler. Really, really well done. I think he was really well done. It might as well be S, but I just don't see him as perfectly well done as like Joker, Mr. Freeze, and Harley. Harley Quinn was really yeah, Harley Quinn was really well done as well. I think Harley's an S too. I'm just saying that because I was trying to defend myself there. Yeah, she's S. But Riddler, yeah, she was a good villain. Scarecrow. Scarecrow's like an A. I think Scarecrow had a really, really good storyline in Arkham Asylum. And in Arkham City, his foreshadowing there and like little secrets about him there really helped to bring out his character. In Arkham Knight, we saw his transformation. He was creepy. He was scary. He proved to be that he can be Batman's big bad if the Joker didn't exist. I think Scarecrow is definitely an A. Not S. He's not as memorable as those other three, but he's definitely up there as A. So I put him as A. Great villain. Lady Shiva. She didn't get much. She was kind of boring, honestly. She could have been so much more. She's such a good villain. Oops. She's such a good villain. I think, but she's so underwhelming in the Arkham games. You barely see her. I think she's a C. They gave her like nothing. She was an assassin in Arkham Origins, and then she became a side mission. With the side mission, she like gives you tests that are like whatever, and then you fight her and her assassins and take her out easily, and she disappears. Not much to say about her. She's a C. She's not that memorable, if I'm being honest. Solomon Grundy was like B. Solomon Grundy was cool. He had definitely some interesting moments, but there's not much about him in the game. He was well done though. Like, this is what Solomon Grundy should be in the games. But they didn't give much about his story. He had that creepy factor to him, and he had a good surprise factor in the end of Penguin's arc in Arkham City. But other than that, we don't learn much about him. He's not really in the story other than that. So I'm just putting that B. There should have been more about him. If there was more about him, he'd probably be an A. But yeah, that's my opinion. Talia. Talia's like an A. Great character design, great storyline with a Batman and she didn't really betray Batman either. I like what they did with her character. In some iterations, she just straight up betrays Batman and tries to like kill him. In this game, she's really tied down to the League of Assassins, and she what am I trying to say here? Like, she doesn't ditch her code for Batman, which I can really respect. But at the same time, she loves Batman, so when she dies, she's like calls him my beloved and all that. Yeah, she's definitely an interesting character. The little bit of we see of her in Arkham City kind of just breaks down that fact that she was really well done. I think she was very well done. She didn't become someone you hate. She kind of felt like someone you sympathize with at the end. And Arkham Knight, you know, if you interact with her in the glass cage, like Batman says, she's sorry, Talia, or he's sorry to Talia. You can see the impact she has on Batman. And her character seemed really well done. She fit really well into the story, and we got to learn a lot about her with like little screen time. So I think she was an A. I think she was a great character. Deacon Blackfire. C. I think Deacon Blackfire was like a C. You only get him like one quick mission in Arkham Knight. You don't learn much about him. You learn he's an evil cult leader guy, and that's it. Like, there's not much that we learn about the character. We do get a character bio about him in Arkham Asylum, but it doesn't give us too much to go off of. I'm sure there's like some Riddler stories too that we learn about that I'm not remembering right now, but he was a C. Not too memorable. Kind of down here with like Anarchy, Deadshot. My opinion though, that could definitely change on whoever it is, but yeah, that dude's a C. Victor Zsasz, I think, is an A. I think Victor Zsasz was done really well. You get to learn about how psychopathic he is. Arkham City had a really interesting mission with him. He's classic Zsasz here, and we learn a lot about him. We learn that he, in like the comics, how he kidnapped that one doctor. I made a video about it, but he like kidnapped that one doctor and like almost killed her, but Batman saved her. In Arkham City, we see that he's, you know, he's being the psychopath he is. Arkham Asylum, we get to learn a lot about him too. You can see how many kills he has based on all the scars on his body. This dude is a psychopath, and this is a classic Batman serial killer. I think he was done well. Like, he wasn't the center of the story as he should. He's not really a big main villain, but I think they use him to the utmost degree. Really well done villain. I think he's an A for sure. And I don't know who that dude is. Hey guys, really quickly, so this is Officer Bulls. I looked it up after I made this video. I said it in the video too, but he's a D. He's the corrupt prison guard that you see in Arkham Asylum that's kind of an ally of the Joker. Forgettable villain, I guess, if you even want to call him a villain. He's more just an antagonist, but yep, he's D. Alright, back to the video. Alright, so yeah, this is my final tier list. I feel like people can agree with me, hopefully, or disagree. Let me know what you guys think. I feel like some villains should have got more character development. Some of them had some negatives about them. Like Arkham Knight had some negatives, so I put him down to B. These guys didn't have much about them. These guys are garbage. And I think the top 3, Harley Quinn could be different. Sure, Harley Quinn could probably be different. I could argue that because her story isn't as complete as Joker Miss Freeze's, but because yeah, maybe this is interchangeable. But just let me know what you guys think. I think this is this is my story, or this is my tier list. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate it. If you guys leave a comment, a like, a share, anything like that to support the video would be great. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, people.